two. And it's signed. There. Thank you. One's about there.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, there's really no grounds for challenging things. Review what these things are, ask questions, talk about scheduling, pretty much everything we want to do anyway.
So we're going to begin. It is 7:08. Present. Julia Small, Robert Gottschall, Steve Zulhan. Why? All right. And Polly Jocelyn. I want to open with just asking a question as to whether or not anyone has any additional items that they'd like us to review for the Charter Commission. Are there any additional items that you'd like us to review for the Charter Commission? No? We did send a notice to each of the city council members as well as to the mayor asking them for suggestions for review of the charter. And did not receive any suggestions other than from the mayor, which we began reviewing at the last meeting. But I've not received anything from the city council members. If anything comes up from this point forward, we will examine whether or not we have sufficient enough time in the process to give enough thought to whether or not we will propose it. I believe you reviewed the schedule last week, and so by next week we need to pick a date for the public hearing. And so if we have items that we want to move forward with in the discussion, we don't have to decide now that they're out for public hearing, but we need to decide dates to make sure we're all available for those dates for the public hearing. So, hearing no additional items, let us look at the two items that were proposed by the mayor. I'll ask Jack if he would review those with us.
Yes. Last week, what I handed out to you is, you probably didn't get a copy, is this. And what this is before I drafted anything, what I did was I literally cut and pasted sections of the charter would be affected by these two proposals. And this is good to keep with it, even after we have these drafts, because this shows you how the charter reads right now, and with the footnotes giving you the dates of the legislative history of each section, and then that's good. And the other reason this is good is because what's happening on one of these proposals is the mayor is proposing to go back to a section of the charter the way it was before it was amended in 2002, verbatim to what it was as amended in 1995. And I think this suggestion was well received by the members last week, because when we read it, it looks like it's making the section operate better in that it makes it more clear what's supposed to happen. And it also, what it's about is the time within which the council has to conduct its advice and consent for proposed commissioner level appointments by the mayor. And what it says in the section that we want to go back to is that if the council does not vote, approve or disapprove the candidate within 45 days of getting the notice of it, then the council's advice and consent shall be deemed to have been granted. And so the way it's written in the current section, it's a bit ambiguous what happens in that event. So it's really an improvement to go back the way it was before 2002. So that's the one change. And with that, what I handed out last week, you can really see it more clearly, comparing current to what's proposed, and then see the legislative history of it. And then the other change is really on the third of those 3 pages. The second page, I'll tell you in a minute why that's there. And that, just in brackets, is the current, how the charter currently reads. And the proposed change to that, I only described verbally to the members last week, and now we have a written draft. As to the second of the 3 pages, there was a section there which I thought might need changes to implement this change, but after looking it over, I think it doesn't need to be changed. That can just stay as it is. So the draft that is being handed out this week has the new version of it. Now, let me get to some substance as to that. What this is about is basically succession to the office of the mayor, automatic succession to designate an acting mayor in the event of the mayor position being vacated either by death or by the mayor leaving office for any reason. So now what's written here is the mayor's proposal, and I'll also summarize what the commission, some members of the commission thought about this. This proposal is that the mayor will create and maintain a list of 6 positions. The number 6 was added since last week, a little refinement. A list of positions in the order in which the persons occupying those positions would succeed to the office of the mayor for purposes of being designated as an acting mayor. And now why more than one person? In the event that the person at the top of the list or next on the list is either unable or unwilling to assume that position.
All on the same plane.
On the same plane?
As the mayor.
Oh. Oh, the airplane. Yes, this type of plane. Okay. That's right, that would be not able. And the other, there's a residency requirement and a citizenship requirement that is, which makes it consistent with the requirements of the office of the mayor as in the charter already. So that makes a certain amount of sense to have that. And so that's the system. Now, one reaction, I think it was Gene, had to this, and maybe one or 2 other people, was that it's worth discussing at the least, and maybe a better way to consider specifying those positions in the charter rather than have the mayor put it in order. Now, the United States Constitution is done that way, but the mayor's office pointed out that the charter of the County of Westchester is done this way. And so that was sort of the issue with this. The way it's written now, as you probably have seen, is that it allows the council to pick and choose among people, basically head of the department or any department or the deputy mayor, executive branch department, and so any commissioner level person. And that does pose problems. So that's the proposal. That's what we talked about last week, and now we have drafts of it, so it'll be released with those. But it's good to have the current previous sections.